What's up, garden friends? How's everybody doing? Jeff here, Tropical Plant Party. I hope you're good. I'm good. Better and everybody else is good too. Today, time for a succulent haul. And this haul is a bit overdue. Most of these plants came from Home Depot a little over a week ago, and some of them were looking kind of rough when I got them. And today, a few of them are looking even more rough. I haven't watered them. I guess it rained. I didn't notice, but some of these guys were soaking, and one of them rotted out. I don't know how they got all wet. I'm baffled by this. There's no sprinklers over here or anything. Somebody must have watered them without me knowing it. But what I have up here is what's still looking kind of okay. They were looking a little rough to begin with. The Home Depot I picked them up from isn't really on top of their game with keeping their plants going. Most of these are Echeverias, but there are some cacti, aloes, and agaves in here as well. I picked up 3 of these Echeverias. These are the painted ladies. They're smaller with a more tight, robust, I would say, rosette shape to them. I really like these a lot. Then here we have Echeveria Fleur Blanc. Similar to the Lola, but not quite as tight and robust. A nice white silvery color. And then here is Echeveria Violet Queen. It's nice rosy outlines and tiny little spikes on the tips. And also picked up 3 of these Echeveria Lolas. The Lola has nice colors to it, and this one back here has a whole bunch of little babies coming out. Little offsets. Well, I guess just 2, maybe 3. But still, when they're that small and they're already offsetting, that's interesting. So those are going to look nice. And this is Echeveria Pearl von Nurnberg. This one right here I am a little bit concerned about. Need to dry it out. Looks like it has a combination of sun damage and water damage going on in there. There's a lot happening with this, but it does have really nice color. Similar to that of these back here. And this is Echeveria Neon Breaker. So you can see there's some leaves that need to be cleaned out of the bottom of these guys. They need to get dried out, maybe moved out of the sun. Even though there's not a ton of sun right here. Just a little bit rough when I picked them up. And this is Echeveria Blue Heron. I love Echeveria Blue Heron. Blue Heron and Neon Breakers are probably 2 of my favorites as far as the Echeverias that get pretty big in my experience. Nice, tight plant, but larger than that of the Lolas and the painted ladies. And here's that other Neon Breaker. Looking rough. Looking pretty rough, Home Depot. These are fairly tough. I think they'll be okay. I'm not too concerned about it. Just need to keep them dry and out of scalding sun. Right, and I also picked up a donkey tail, variety Burrito. It's got some yellowing down here, probably been overwatered at some point. But it has a nice texture. Hopefully will drape well over the side of a pot. That's kind of the point there with that one. Aloe Cillaris, the climbing aloe. Just a little guy, little offshoot, but it's nice and sturdy in the pot. So this has had some decent rooting. That should turn into a nice plant in the future here. It's really in there nice and tight. Sometimes when you pick these up, you can tell that they just took a cutting, just stuck them in the dirt. I really don't like that. These 2 are the black spined agaves, Agave Macrocantha, and then over here this is Agave cupreata, and this is the Dwarf Cownhorn agave. The Dwarf Cownhorn. And this is the Dwarf Cowhorn agave. It has stripes and colorful spines. I like that. The black spined also has some colorful spines. The black spined. The spines contrast well with the plant. And these are fairly small. They're very spiky, so I'm not really getting in there too much with them. But these are all fairly small. And here we have the Zanzibar Aloe. Aloe Zanzibarica. This is really stiff, has nice color to it. The spines on it really aren't too bad. They're fairly pliable. This will add a nice structure to a pot. I like this one. Might be one of my favorites of the aloes I picked up. Senecio, haworthii, the Cocoon Plant. Look at how white and lovely this is. It is so cool. You can see there's teeny tiny, very fine white hair-like things on the leaves. Really cool color contrast with that though. Okay, and lastly, this was one I was the most excited about. It's like a hairy Echeveria. When I picked it up, it was kind of wet, and I normally say never buy a succulent if the pot's wet. Well, here's why. A few days later and it's already rotten. This is a hairy Echeveria, so that alone tells me that this should not be wet for very long. So I probably should have pulled it and repotted it into something that drains better right off the bat. All is not lost though. I can take these leaves, pull them out, let them dry up a smidge, and layer them. Succulents are really easy to get growing, but you can see that, and this was probably already starting to rot when I bought it, and I just didn't see the symptoms. Because we haven't had that much rain, so it had to have already been going. But look at all these little possibilities for new starts. So that's alright. It'll look better someday when I'll have a whole bunch of little ones instead of one big one. Trying to stay positive. Alright, that's gonna do it. There's a lot more coming. Mostly cacti though. So for now I just wanted to stick with the Echeverias, the Aloes and Agaves, and then the Sedum type things, the embellishments for the pots. Usually I consider these to be detailed plants, and then cactus are more structural. Agaves are pretty structural too. So yeah, like I said though, in a few days there'll be a video with all the cactus and things in it. Some are hardy, some are cuttings, some are tropical, some of them have those hideous flowers glued to them that I'm going to take off. So that'll be the end of that. And I hope everybody's doing well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, follow me on Snapchat, Trop Plant Party. Hope everybody's doing well, and as always, keep on growing. Bye-bye.